I'm going to talk about the cartilage. The first one is thyroid cartilage. It's a hyaline cartilage that limits the anterior and lateral larynx. The upper arm receives the insertion of the ligament lateral thyroid. The lower arm bends slightly towards the medial and articulates on its face internal with cricoid cartilage. The second one is unpaired and is the cricoid cartilage. The cricoid cartilage forms the only complete cartilaginous ring of the skeleton laryngeal, and its preservation is essential to keep the airway closed. The third is unpaired and is the epiglottis. The depression that forms on each side of the middle gloss epiglottic fold is known as vajecula. From each side of the epiglottis, the mucosa continues as passing crease toward the arytenoid cartilage, and it is known as an aryepiglottic fold. The fourth is the arytenoid cartilage, and this is a pair. The anterior angle is extended forward to form the vocal process, to which the vocal ligament is inserted. The fifth is corniculate or Santorini cartilage. Is part 2. They are two fibroelastic cartilage locally located above the arytenoid cartilage. They stiffen the epiglottic folds. The sixth one is cuneiform or Urisberg cartilage. They are two very small fibroelastic cartilage locally located on the level of the epiglottic fold. Innervation of the larynx is innervated by motor and sensory fibers that come from the pharyngeal nerve, upper and lower on each side. The four are branches of the vagus nerve. The superior laryngeal nerve is the main vasomotor, secretory, sensory, and motor nerve. After leaving the bone, bifurcates into two branches. The externally is directed down to innervate the cricoid muscle. The branch internal crosses the thyroid membrane to innervate the mucosa of the larynx and epiglottis. The inferior laryngeal nerve, he is the share of the motor function and separates himself from the bone at different level on each side. In the right, does it at height of the subclavian artery going under it, ascending by the groove that exists between the trachea and the esophagus until it reaches the cricoid cartilage, dividing into branches anterior and posterior. Of the left side separates from the bone and the junction with the aortic arch, passing below him, ascending to the larynx. The inferior laryngeal nerves are independent to the point that each one can remain paralyzed separately, without the other suffering from manifest disorders.
The articulate of the larynx. How long the union of the aforementioned cartilage to the most important cricoarytenoid and cricoarytenoid. The cricoarytenoid, it is condylar synovial, makes the rotation of the arytenoids, causing the vocal apophysis, the move away from the middle, or approach the middle, and also make them approach each other of move of wave. The cricoarytenoid, it is synovial. It is flat synovial. This has articular stage of inferior thyroid of the thyroid and articular face of the cricoid cartilage. This is a left side view of the thyroid and cricoid cartilage. The jaw is carried a moment where the thyroid cartilage carries forward and down with the cricoid cartilage. A cartilage carried forward and down with the cricoid cartilage.
Hello, my name is Dania. In this will be explain the function of the muscle of the larynx. They are comprised of the suprayoid and infrayoid, and the stylopharyngeus is a muscle of the pharynx. Suprayoid function is elevated to the hyoid bone, and infrayoid function is the descent on the hyoid bone. The intrinsic laryngeal muscles the control of the chain opening between the vocal folds and the arytenoid cartilage, and the length and tension of the vocal folds. All the intrinsic muscles of the larynx are innervated with inferior larynx nerve, the terminal branch of the recurrent larynx nerve. Itself a branch of the vagus nerve is the cricoarytenoid is intervened with the external branch of the superior nerve. The intrinsic muscles of the larynx. The first muscle is cricothyroid. Cricothyroid function is stretch and dense the vocal ligament. The second muscle is cricoarytenoid posterior. The function is abduction of the vocal cords. Third muscle is cricoarytenoid lateral. The function is abduction of the vocal cords. Of the muscle transverse and oblique arytenoids, the function is abducts the arytenoid cartilage. And the thyroid arytenoid, the function is relax the vocal ligament.
Lining the interior of the organ larynx. Laryngeal mucosa. The mucosa related to vocal ligament, vestibular ligament, quadrangular ligament, and upper front and back of the epiglottis, and medial face, arytenoid and cricoid cartilage. The hormones. The thyroid gland produces two hormones called T3 produced thyroid and T4 called thyroxine. Thyroid gland is located below the larynx that produces thyroxine hormone and calcitonin.
The productions on the voice. The voice begin with inspirations, air intake. The ears fill the lungs and then comes on through exhalations. And when exhalations occur in the ear pace, from the lung to the trachea, and from to trachea to the larynx. There is pass through the middle of the vocal cords to small muscles that increase to produce high pitched some and relax for long pitched sounds. In this way, the voice keeps its tone. I wanted to really on the theory of cell oscillations. TC self um, speak to us of three parts. Of number one, subglottic, and number two, intraglottic, and number three, supraglottic. And number one, subglottic, the increate glottic pressures and the folds are separate for the elastic mucous layer from the bottom to the top. As number two, intraglottic, airflow continues to pass, and this causes the folds to join and separate from each other. And number three, supraglottic, when air pass through the muscles, go out to the resonance org and the harmonics come up.